All right, so part of this is going to be audience participation. So there's going to be a part in the story that everyone, I need you to gather all your strength and just fart around everyone around you. It's going to create a 4D storytelling experience that I think if you've ever been to like Disney World, you've experienced that. But we're going to try and recreate that here. And just trust me, you'll know when it is. So, all right, let's get started. Vomit in the back, roaches in the front. It's safe to say that the seating arrangement on this bus has been severely compromised. The year was 2010. I was 21 years old. Up until then, I had never been a proud owner of a car. I relied on Houston's Metro to get me to school and work. It's a bad idea. And on that day, on the 40P Corps, with the vomiting homeless man in the rear and the Joe's Apartment sequel happening in the front, I decided, hey, maybe I should use some of my fast food money and finally buy a car. So that's what I did. A 1999 green Honda Civic EX Coupe. I named her Abby for no particular reason at all. It was a steal. $2,000, I loved that car. Oh, but the old adage is true. You get what you pay for, and then some. 2 days after I bought the thing, both windows stopped working. Since it was a coupe, those were my only window options. That's alright, I thought. I can crack the sunroof if I need air. Boom. Problem solved. Then the mirror stopped working, and then one of the mirrors actually fell off the car. Hey, nothing a little duct tape can't fix. And then the lights came on. Oh, those colorful, anxiety-inducing dashboard lights. Okay, maybe I should get this car checked out. Enter Mr. Buckley into the story. The friendly neighborhood car mechanic. He did a few oil changes and other stuff with my car. My roommates had an amicable relationship with him. He was such a great guy, never let me down, always took time to thoroughly look at my car, and he actually cared about my situation. Hey, my son's in college! Dude, his car's important! He would say to me. In my mind, he's Bobcat Goldthwait. In the months after my car purchase, I became very familiar. A face to Mr. Buckley and his team. He knew me by name, and he treated me like a top priority. You could tell a nice person by the twinkling octave in their voice when they speak to you. Their demeanor is different. You can feel vibes from people, right? Well, at least I think I can. I, on the other hand, I am not a nice person. And here's why. My story begins on a Monday, like many stories do. I made an appointment for Mr. Buckley to look at the car because it was overheating. I made the appointment for Saturday, right after my morning class. And oh man, was that Saturday class a dreadful affair. 3 hours long with one tiny-ass 15-minute break right in the middle. And if you were late for that tiny-ass 15-minute break, the professor would mark you down tardy for the day. So anyway, Saturday morning comes, I was running late to class, but I needed a quick breakfast. I stopped by the gas station along I-45 and gobbled down some fried chicken. Yes, fried chicken for breakfast. If you're judging, kill yourself. I hurtled to class and made it just in time. As soon as the professor opened the mouth to start lecturing, that's when the siege happened. My stomach turned into Omaha Beach on D-Day. That fried chicken I was eating was utterly destroying my stomach. I thought my intestines were unraveling. A growl here, a squeak there, all the while contorting in my seat like some sort of crack out of Cirque du Soleil performer and praying to God that no gas escaped in the middle of class. I asked the professor if I could go to the bathroom. It was after our allotted 15-minute break, but he said no, that I could not leave the class, which was ending slightly earlier than normal. Fucker. I didn't want to cause a scene. I didn't want to beg someone to go to the restroom just so I could pass gas, so I sat in silent agony for 30 minutes. While my stomach gases turned my gut into the Tesseract from Interstellar. Class let out. I bolted to my car, leaving a fart trail all the way through the parking lot, probably killing all of the campus floor in the process. But the fart flood was not over. Oh God, it was just the beginning. And people, I am not exaggerating. It seems like he's exaggerating a little bit. When I tell you that, from the time I drove from campus until the time I pulled up to Mr. Buckley's stop, a good 15 minutes, I farted non-stop. It was a hellacious cornucopia of flatulence, the likes that I've never heard of again. Most of the farts were familiar, but some were otherworldly. I left no fart stone unturned. Barn owl farts, the tried and true little Chinese firecracker farts. Skrillex bass drop farts. The Horton hears a poo fart. I don't know how to do that one. Like the Dr. Dre of stomach vapors, you name it, my stomach produced it. At a certain point, I thought to myself, so this is how I die. Gas station chicken. But thankfully, by the time I got to Mr. Buckley's shop, the symphony of stench was just about over. I handed him the keys and sat down to watch TV. The stomach siege had ended, and I had survived. Across from me was a very cute girl on the couch. She looked at me, and my eyes immediately darted towards the ground. Here's why I might not be such a nice person. After a few minutes of waiting and watching one of those god-awful basic cable Saturday afternoon TV movies, Mr. Buckley stumbled into the shop. All color was drained from his face. Mr. Brewster, I need to talk to you for a second. Okay, sure. Oh God, is my car ruined? How much is this going to be to fit? Shit, fuck. I might need to sell some of my organs to pay for whatever crazy price he's going to throw at me. Mr. Brewster! He paused for a second to gather his thoughts. Mr. Brewster, there's a very strong sulfur smell coming from your car. Did you notice that at all? He calmly told me. It took a while for the gears in my head to start to turn, and then it hit me. Oh, God damn it, that's right. The damn windows don't roll down. And it was just hotboxing his old fart fumes for 15 minutes. That's not sulfur, that's me! Here's the part of the story where I wish I could tell you that there was a decent human being. Here's the part of the story where I wish I could tell you that I pulled Mr. Buckley outside, out of earshot from the hot girl on the couch, and said, oh man, look, I know this is utterly disgusting, but that is not sulfur. Those noxious fumes come from my butt. You see, I am very accustomed to my own smell, no matter how concentrated. So I really wasn't bothered by it, and forgot all about it. I am so sorry. Sorry. But I didn't say any of that at the time. I wasn't even thinking it. I turned to the girl on the couch and felt a deadening pang of embarrassment. And then I looked this man dead in the eyes, those sweet, kind eyes, and I straight up lied to him. Oh, really? Geez, I don't know. I didn't notice anything. I mean, kind of did. Is sulfur bad, Mr. Buckley? Wow, Mr. Brewster! He then went to describe a dangerous mechanical scenario using words like catalytic and hydrogen. He was genuinely concerned for my safety. I'd never met a mechanic so concerned for my safety. He was so concerned that he offered to hop back into the car and test drive it for several minutes so that he could unequivocally assess, I see what you did there, where the sulfur smell was coming from, which apparently was still somehow lingering in the seats after several minutes. I sighed deeply. Sure. Yeah, go ahead. I handed the keys back to him. And just like that, Mr. Buckley went right into my little gas chamber on wheels and drove off down Washington Avenue. When he came back several minutes later, I saw the silent realization on his face. I wondered at what intersection did he finally figure out what was actually happening. What were his thoughts when he had the epiphany? No human can produce that kind of odor. His internal voice is different. That boy needs a doctor, and maybe a priest. Was this an attempted murder on my life? That would have been genius. He was very silent when we concluded our business. I paid for the fix, fucking radiator hose, and walked towards the door. He said, have a nice day. I'm sorry. Have a nice day! And I said nothing. I was too embarrassed. I sat down in my car. which was now operational thanks to the hard work of Mr. Buckley and his team, and I thought about what I had done. And even though the smell had long dissipated, my shame for that day had not. Thank you.